So I'm out here taking a video, and as soon as I started watching where this targeting stuff was coming from, they got these signal boxes over here, and they obviously coming in an angle, but according to Barry Trower, Robert Duncan, you need two positions, two focus beams to target a person. As soon as I started looking, this guy in here said opposite surveillance. Which now they're darkening out the whole house right in front of me here. The house is right here. Here's the apartments. They're darkening out the whole screen on the phone to try to cover it up. So that shows you right there just how in-depth the technology is. They're actually remotely trying to cover it up on the phone, which actually to anybody that's got any common sense looks really, really, really suspect and points out so much guilt, it's not funny. But in the meantime, there's 2 dead cops here on the island because of this organized gang stalker. Some dude went on a nut and shot some people over at Hickam Air Force Base, and I'm feeling it every night, and I've been reporting it for years now, and KHON covers it up. The Honolulu Police Department has falsified 2 police reports, and now they're darkening this house out so you can't see it. So I'm gonna turn the bright as the phone can get, and now they just shut it down again. As soon as I turned it up, they shut it down again. So this is the house right there, and as soon as I let off the brightness, it just covers up. The lights are always out, just like it says on the video with Lester Crowley, how he was in there doing his black magic or whatever seance stuff. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not saying that's the case, you know, but all I am saying is that there's a white van right there, and there's a white van over here in this parking lot, and they're actually right exactly in the straight line where I get beamed in the back of the head every night. And I do get beamed in the back of the head every night. So I'm out here taking notes. I got my notes here, so everybody in the neighborhood can see. This guy said opposite surveillance when I walked by, like he was actually right there stalking. Yeah. All right, I'm fine. And then right up here they got a box on this telephone pole that they're blurring out and been blurring out the whole time. That they don't want, obviously, nobody to see right there by the white van that's right across from the apartments here. So there's 2 white vans, and they're blurring, which, you know, they do when they don't want nobody to see nothing. So, you know, that's just government targeting computer trying to cover for them because it's built into everything. But it just goes to show you how fucking stupid it really is. Excuse my French. So this is what's going on here. And I'll be cataloging this and posting it to Facebook here. And then right as I got back from feeding Boo Boo, 2 cars pulled in, and they're right over here where that guy was standing on the deck that night. And then right as I'm coming back here, there's a car coming in again. So that's the tactic that the organized gang stalkers do, is they leave when you leave, or one of them will leave and another one will pull in or whatever. That's what I read on the internet according to their federal gang stalking laws. That's probably for them. So anyways, here's a smart meter here, and then they're all over here, and then they're all over there. So this is Punch Bowl over here in this direction, and Waikiki, and it comes from there every night from this direction and right where that white van's at. This is a record of it. In the meantime, I was feeding the cats here. Blah, blah, blah. I might as well throw this on just for whatever. And this lady has the apartment right above Charles here that's open. I'm trying to get into, and this other lady put a cat box thing out here, and basically, hi Blue, hi Blue. So this is Blue. Cats I've been feeding here for about, I don't know, a long time here now. Come here, Blue. Come on. Here's Panther running up, which they got everything blacked out on the camera so you can't see absolutely nothing, but this is a brand new phone. So this is the way they do stuff here. In the meantime, like I say, there's this guy was having housing issues. Come here, Panther. They want to black the phone out, and I can't even get the brightness screen on here. Hi, Panther. Come here, see. So, two cops wound up dead, and apparently he had a problem with neighbors and the police. It's almost the same exact incident as what happened to me when in Michigan they forced me out of my home, out of my housing in Michigan. And Sadie Leonard had the apartment all wired backwards. You go to turn the light on, the lights went off. You go to turn them off, they went on. The door opened out, not in. Everything was completely backwards, like Masonic stuff in the house. And so this is the apartment I want to get here, right up above. And she said she wanted her property back. I was having problems with all the neighbors. They were organized gang stalking me and forcing me out of my apartment. And then she said, I always paid my rent on time. I was never late, ever, not once. Paid my electric bill. She wouldn't renew my lease, did a month to month, and then forced me out of the apartment. Seems like almost the identical thing that just happened here in Waikiki. The guy, the neighbors were probably harassing them more than likely. They would call the police on them because they like to flip stuff around. And then when none of that worked, the landlord wanted to come and claim the property. The guy went on a nut and he wound up shooting the police. There's 2 police dead here. He set a fire to the apartment. In the meantime, I have a safe back in Michigan that has 007 in it, and now they're coming across the air about doing a safe cracking here. They've been following me ever since Michigan. 007 has been following me everywhere. I went to Page Plus or whatever with my friend Charles, and they just immediately started an argument there, and they had a police officer show up, and right on the license plate was 007. And all my case numbers with my food stamps and stuff like that start with 007. They recently changed Charles's number on them through Spectrum and give him 0071 for his phone number. In the meantime, I tried to get housing through Sand Island, which is a toxic waste site, for the last 65 years. I was forced out of there 2 weeks into it. They stole my money, and the case manager, Christine Nelson, that I had that was trying to get me housing, all this stuff revolves around housing, said that her mom's name was Chris Hansen. And so now after my last case manager, I've went through 2 of them now through Care Hawaii. His name was Chris. He's gone. They give me this other lady. She's gone because she wouldn't do her job. They now have this other lady whose name is Susie, which is my mom's sister's name. In the meantime, when I left Michigan, they had a guy named Jason, which is my brother's middle name, stalking me at the library. They did that with 2 libraries here where they trespassed me. This is how they're doing people in society now, with these housing stuff and blurring the phone so you can't see nothing. So the things that they have a chip into that the smart meters watch people through, like Barry Trower says, through the TVs or phones, and can operate your phones remotely, turn them on even when they're off, is now blurring this to try to cover something up. And now it's coming from across the sky over here on Punchbowl. You'll be lucky to even get the video. So in the meantime, any of the neighbors who are gang stalking me or think I'm crazy or paranoid or whatever, I've been logging this now for over probably 6-7 years before I even left Michigan, and it followed me here. I was just talking to another targeted individual on the internet who was here, and it followed him to the mainland. So it is very organized crime. This is a record of what's going on here now. So, hi kitty, Blue, you cleaning yourself up? Look at you, you're the best kitty in the city, huh? So, that's about the best I could describe it without the notes, the chips, the Masonic symbols all over the TV, the harassment, the video of all the wiring that was. Oh, and by the way, my ex-landlord, she sold the property, and she recently bought the police station and the fire station property, and they built a new fire station and a new police station right across the street where my storage is at. So, where I have all my apartment, and that's a fact. So, and 140 Fear Drive, who was targeting me, he sold his house and he moved out, and another guy moved in, and I have pictures of that on the memory chip also. This is a record of all this stuff.